Call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
On a Friday night, it's another chance to get a look at some East Valley teams here on the Varsity Sports Show. It's Mountain View, the Toros, taking a hosting role here on Friday night to Desert Ridge, the Jaguars. Ryan Sikora, Shea Garrett here with you all night long for what should be a pretty good game between two teams that so far this season have somewhat underperformed. Mountain View sideline getting ready to go. Locked in blue and red tonight. It'll be Desert Ridge. On the far side in all white, the Jaguars come in 1-3. They went 3-7 last year. This is year number 3 under Roy Lopez. Mountain View have already matched their win total from a season ago. They went 2-8 under Joe Germain. 2-2 already this year. They've been pretty good in the 2 games that they haven't been playing 2 of the best teams in the state. They played Basha this year. They played Saguaro this year. It's been tough scheduling out of the gate so far for the Toros, but when they've not played against those 2 teams, 2-0, they've looked pretty good at times this year. They are led by their quarterback, Jack Germain.
And you read my mind, Ryan. I was just about to make the comment about Coach Germain saying that there's been a lot of improvement that he's seen through the season, and he has a good group of boys, is what he said in the pregame interview that we had with him just a few minutes ago.
Lost last week, 45-7. I think we have a chance to go get to that pregame interview. Shea got a chance to catch up with Joe Germain before this game.
I'm Shea Garrett here with Coach Germain from Mountain View. Coach, you're halfway through the season just about. What have you seen from your team that you've really liked?
Hard to believe that we're already halfway, almost halfway there. This is a really good group of kids. We've really narrowed down the number of players we have on our team from last year to this year, but I think we got a locker room of players that are very committed, unified, really good chemistry. So I think that's what I like most about our team is how well our guys play together.
And then on the other end of that, what would you like?
An inconsistent football team, good things here and there, and then some bad things and mistakes. So hopefully we can kind of clean that up tonight and start to execute a little bit more consistently.
And then that being said, how did you prepare for tonight's game with your team this week?
A lot of respect for Desert Ridge. It's a great program. They're well coached. They got some really good players. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game for us. We came off a really tough loss last week. So just looking to rebound, do the little things right, and see if we can get back on track.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Shea Garrett.
We once again thank Joe Germain for catching up with Shea pregame. A guy who has been around the block in this state, been a very successful coach, Joe Germain. Were there any major takeaways from the conversation you just had with him, Shea?
Overall, he's pretty proud of his team's morals and who they are as people, but he would like to see a little more consistency with his team, being the record is 2-2, I believe. So he wants to see more accuracy and their potential come out throughout the rest of the season. He's kind of shocked that we're already pretty deep into this 2023 football season. So he only had positive things to say about his team, but he does see their potential and where they can improve, and he hopes to see that the rest of the season and in this game.
This game number 5 of 10 on the schedule for both Mountain View and for Desert Ridge. First game of 6A Fiesta play for both teams. It's very important. These region games, you've got to win them. If you win enough of them, you should get yourself into the postseason. It helps in the algorithm as we see this group come out and get ready to go. The captains for Mountain View, Dominic Gerard, of course Beckham Barney, talented defensive player, will play both sides tonight. Corendis Poe, number 13, and rounding it out is Brigham McCown for your Toros here tonight. That consistency is something that's very important. Obviously, Joe brings it up. He talks about it. It's a team that against teams that aren't Basha and Saguaro, aren't Open 8 competitors, Mountain View have put up 37 points per game and have only allowed 24. So they've been very good against the lower level of this state, but the upper echelon is where everybody wants to get. They have struggled. They only put up 7 points last week against Basha. Desert Ridge at 1-3 seems to be much more in the first group out of those two, a chance to maybe get back up and get above over 500 here tonight.
And as you said, they had a tough schedule. I mean, I took a quick glance at their future teams that they were going to play, and it's nowhere near as hard as it would be to beat Saguaro and Basha, some top-level teams. So this is the time of the season to turn it around for them.
They have plenty of weapons on the offensive side. We've already mentioned Jack, the quarterback, Jermaine, and his running back, Isaac Jean-Pierre, is pretty good as well. 43 carries on the season, a little under 200 yards, just the one touchdown this season. They have a plethora of receiving options. 5 guys, if you include Jean-Pierre, over 100 yards receiving this year. They spread the ball around pretty much everywhere it goes. As we see that huddle, getting ready, getting set, and getting ready to go. Jaguars of Desert Ridge, 1-3 on the season. Haven't won a road game yet this year. They've only played one, to be fair, but there's a chance for them to maybe get off the schneid under their quarterback, Major Wooten. Not had the most sensational year.
Jaguars, number 80, Isaiah Palmer, and number 10, Creed Hollows. On to kick off for the Toros, number 15, Mason Lindbergh.
Mountain View won the toss, elected to defer, so Mason Lindbergh will boot it away. As we get ready to play Toro football in the East Valley. As Isaiah Palmer, the running back, lets it go back into the end zone, and this offense, led by Major Wooten, will start on the 20-yard line for third-year head coach Roy Lopez.
We just saw a really strong kick. I mean, it's really important. You have to give it to kickers. They have to get the ball far. I mean, it's their one job in football, so when they can do it well, I have to give it to them.
This is a team that has lacked a lot of options. You've got Isaiah Palmer, who has been really good in the running back spot, 181 yards on the season on just 29 carries, but the only real threat in the receiving game, number 10, Creed Hallows, he's the tight end. He'll play both sides here tonight. A 3-7 season a year ago. Roy Lopez is trying to bring Desert Ridge back to what it was in the late 2010s. They were a real competitor at the middle of the pack of the 6A level. As Wooten calls the cadence on 1st and 10. Will hand it off to his tailback. This is Ryan Regimbali, and Regimbali struts across the first down marker for a gain of 12. He's the second running back in this system. 156 yards on the season coming in. They like both of them a whole lot when you talk to Coach Lopez.
Regimbali really found a pocket there. He saw the opening, and he really went for it. There was no hesitation. He just made the choice, and he went for it. And that confidence wins games, if you don't disagree, Ryan.
Both Regimbali and Palmer will play both sides of the ball. They're two of our players to watch, along with the key receiver, Hallows. It's going to be another handoff. This is Regimbali again, who's met at the line of scrimmage and bounces forward for a gain of 2.
Ryan Regimbali.
It feels early on very important, both of these teams trying to establish the line of scrimmage.
And it's a good chance to show what teams are made of, especially early on. Like, you're really bringing to the field what you've prepared in past weeks. And that's what I think is really interesting about being halfway through a season. We're not seeing fresh teams. We're seeing boys who have been playing together for weeks.
There should be, in theory, at least much more connectivity out there. They gave him a yard, not 2, 2nd and 9, end around, and they've got the man out there. He's going to get to the edge. This is a chance for DeMarcus Sanchez to carry, but he can't get very far. Gets it past the 35 and sets up 3rd and medium.
These Desert Ridge Jaguars are a big fan of the pass-off. We've seen it every single play now, but that player really found 28, I believe. Found a pocket, went around, saw that there was a lot of congestion in the middle of the field, and he found a way around it.
Sanchez not used a lot in the rushing attack. Gets involved from time to time in the passing game, though. Any way you can get your playmakers going early is clearly what Roy Lopez is looking for. Third down, got to get to the 42. Wooten, he'll throw for the first time today, stepping up. looking downfield. Now he'll scramble. Major Wooten diving at the 43. Should have enough and does.
He had some time there to kind of wiggle around. He had a good offense trying to fight it off. But he found that, you know, he had to run the ball. And when a good quarterback makes plays like that, that's how they're going to get to the line of scrimmage.
Sneaky maneuver from the quarterback, sets up a new set of sticks on the 43. As Wooten seems very much in control of this offense. He works with a new set of downs. It's Isaiah Palmer running behind the right tackle, patient as ever, and he is thumped. Just shy of the 50, should get 4 on that carry and set up 2nd and 6.
And that was good team play. You saw the running back or wide receiver running around the corner, but he had a player who had his back, making sure that the defense, the Toros, weren't going to tackle him so that he could get as far as he could.
Marcus Sanchez at the bottom of your screen. He's got a touch on this drive. The running back is still Palmer. Started on the right hip, now moves to the left of the quarterback, Wooten. It'll be play action. Major Wooten will check it out into the flat. This is Creed Hallows, the tight end. Creed Hallows rumbles into plus territory, down out of bounds at the 31 or the 32. And big number 10 gets involved in any way tonight. That's a good sign for the Jaguars.
He did a quick shuffle across the line. I don't know if you noticed, but he kind of seemed like he didn't have the confidence to get all the way, and then he was like, oh, I can run, and then he scurried on over to as far as he could before he got tackled, but he got pretty far.
So now a healthy drive going here. 4 minutes now for Desert Ridge. New set, and Wooten will hand off to Palmer, who's got a hole. Isaiah Palmer inside the red zone. Another first down for Desert Ridge. They are running and running hard on the ground on this first drive.
And quickly, they're seeing what works for them. I mean, there were some plays where they weren't getting as much yardage, but a play like that, they got where they needed to. Number 80, Palmer, right, Palma? He is an amazing player and a strong asset for Desert Ridge.
We'll give it back to Regimbali fresh in the game. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit from Jackson Boggle.
And now we're finally starting to see the Mountain View defense kind of kick back a little bit. Maybe they're waking up. They're seeing what they need to do. Desert Ridge might have to shake it up a little bit. They can't be so predictable with their consistent offense plays.
So they get behind the chains for the first time tonight. 2nd and 11 coming up. This clock has not stopped ticking. Everything's been a run or a completion so far, but Wooten feeling the first pressure he's felt all game. As he gets it, it's another quarterback keeper for him as he tries to get to the edge and gets rushed out. Outside the numbers, and Wooten had nowhere to go. He goes backwards again.
We just saw a little trick play. We had 2 players kind of running, pretending they had the football. Clearly it didn't really work in Desert Ridge's favor. Once again, I personally think that they have to throw the ball a little bit, kind of set Mountain View off as they've been running the ball quite a bit.
Kind of keep the defense honest as they go all the way back to the 20. It will be 3rd and 12. Palmer is the running back. Wooten the quarterback on a throwing down. He will keep it off play action. Had a guy outfield in the end zone. He slipped. And it was a pass intended for Andrew Hines, who fell down in the end zone. And that's a big bend but don't break job from Mountain View.
And if you notice, Hines kind of fell in a weird spot. I don't know if he necessarily would have caught it even if he was standing. He would have had to leap a little bit. So Desert Ridge quarterback has to get a little more accuracy with his throws.
Wooten took a lot of time looking downfield, didn't make anything happen. And this would be a 37-yard field goal, which is clearly too far for Desert Ridge to be able to take. So Roy Lopez has to keep the offense out there on 4th and 12. 5:51 first quarter. Wooten feels pressure, gets away. Look out in the flat. He's got his man Palmer, who leaps over somebody right at the first down line. And will they signal it for a new set of downs? They will. A big decision from Roy Lopez on 4th and 12, and that'll set up another opportunity for Desert Ridge to keep going.
First down for the Jaguars.
Make it 1st and goal from what looks like the 5-yard line. From our vantage up here just below the press box at Mountain View High School in Mesa, Arizona. This has been an awesome first drive for Desert Ridge. They hand off to Palmer. He's met around the edge and twisted around by one of the tacklers.
Brought down by number 10, Beckham Barney.
Like Beckham Barney, who got in there early and made the play.
Desert Ridge does definitely rely on Palmer for a lot of their plays, and you have to give to him. He's a good player. He does find those pockets. But they may have to switch it up a little bit just to get this touchdown.
He and Regimbali are a nice 1-2 punch at the running back position. And is Regimbali in there now? They move it around. This has been a 7-minute drive for Desert Ridge. Wooten had nobody coming right at him off the edge. He didn't see. His blind side was caught as Josh Arona was the intended target, and Riggs Metcalf came around the edge and put pressure.
And this goes back to the accuracy that Desert Ridge's quarterback has or needs to have, especially when you're throwing so long. I guess now it does make a little more sense why they are running the ball so confidently. Maybe this is another thing that they can work on throughout the game.
They've moved backwards. It's still 3rd and goal, but now from the 8. Wooten in a very bunched set gets the ball rolling right, looking downfield. He's going to come into the flat for Creed Hallows and a touchdown. How about a 7-minute plus drive to open this game off, and Desert Ridge strike first.
And I take back what I said. That was a pretty accurate throw done by Desert Ridge's quarterback. It was straight to the scorer.
A great play designed to get their leading receiver into the end zone. It's the 3rd touchdown catch for Hallows this season, and extra point attempt now. And Regimbali, who will play offense, he will play defense here tonight. He will also be the kicker. High school football.
A man who can do it all.
That's how it goes. As they now spread out wide and move a new look, there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
The first one of this game, too.
We do have Ref Mike at our disposal here tonight. Let's hope we can get a chance to hear the white hat.
Encroachment on the Toros.
So they call encroachment on Mountain View, and that'll set up a chance from now inside the 3-yard line. They will keep this group out here. It's going to be Wildcat formation. They will snap it directly to the Wildcat quarterback, and Logan Rogers dives in. It's an 8-0 game. How about that?
Number 33, Logan Rogers.
So a pretty good first drive for Desert Ridge. It's 8-0. We're through 7 minutes in quarter number 1.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
3-0, quarter number 1. Opening drive of 7 minutes and 13 seconds for visiting Desert Ridge here on Friday night. And the 1-3 Jaguars lead as they get the ball for the first time tonight here with Gunnar Gornick on the return. Gornick gets to the edge and gets out past the 20 before he is dragged out of bounds. And that is where the offense for Joe Germain, the head coach, and his son, Jack Germain, the quarterback, will get going. We got a chance to see them a couple of weeks ago, I did at least, when Mountain View came and played Saguaro. It's an offense that can get going, right? But when they get stopped, they seem like they don't have a lot of solutions. They've been working on those solutions so far this season.
And that just goes to say what Coach Germain was saying in pregame, how he sees a lot of potential in them and wants to see the improvement. I think he was referring to their offense kind of becoming in these holes where they can't get out.
This Toros team should be a playoff team. 2-2 this year, senior-led quarterback with plenty of talent in the skill positions. Here's one of them. This is Isaac Jean-Pierre, and Jean-Pierre, stuffed at the line of scrimmage, should get forward progress and earn 2 yards here on 1st and 10.
Jean-Pierre really fought that. He did not want to go down. You have to respect that in a player, especially a running back. If you can fight those defenders off and get as far as you can, mad respect.
He's the guy, 193 yards this season, just the 1 touchdown, but they give him the ball more than anybody else on the roster. We just saw a Desert Ridge offense that likes to run 2 tailbacks. It will be Jean-Pierre by himself for the majority of the night for Joe Germain's Mountain View. As Desert Ridge show pressure, there's a flag that'll fly.
Flag on the play. False start on the Toros.
White hat says false start, and they'll go backwards, make it 2nd and long.
Number 7, Jack Germain.
Desert Ridge show more pressure. Germain on play action will escape the pocket, look downfield, trying to find Gunnar Gornick, and overthrew him by about 10 yards, but the flag flies. And that was a lot of pushing and shoving from the cornerback, Sam Johns.
Pass interference on the Jaguars. That penalty is declined. Personal foul roughing the passer on the Jaguars. 15-yard penalty.
Oh, wow.
First down.
2 penalties, so a pass interference that's declined and then a personal foul on roughing the passer. Means it's a 15-yard penalty, new set of sticks, and from the 36-yard line, now Mountain View has a chance to go. Hand off to Jean-Pierre, trying to get on the outside, throws a stiff arm and works his way through.
Ball carried by number 17, Isaac Jean-Pierre. Brought down by number 1, Joshua Arona.
Not much of a passing attack so far, though, for Mountain View, but Jean-Pierre giving them what they need on the ground. Quick pass, Germain has Corendus Poe on the outside, and they'll get into plus territory. Gain of 17 for Corendus Poe as they move into Desert Ridge area, and now we see the offense starting to get into a rhythm.
Once they build up stamina, this offense can go to the line. They just have to build that up and have that confidence in their throws and their plays and their running.
Poe, the first guy to make a play on that receiving group that includes Gunnar Gornick and Hodden Marks, the 2 lead men on the outside for Jack Germain's offense. Germain gets the snap and throws into the flat, has a man. This is Hodden Marks. He's got a bunch of blockers in front. Hodden Marks gets to the outside and pushes his way into the red zone. A late yellow handkerchief comes on in, and there's another flag. Could be some late pushing and shoving from somebody.
And as you said, Marks really forced his way through there. He had no hesitation, and that's what you need to see in your offense, just something that's strong and confident in their plays to get to the line of scrimmage.
See what the referees decided in their scrum.
Holding on the Toros. Personal foul, face mask on the Jaguars.
So it's a holding on the offense for Mountain View. It's a face mask on the defense. So the penalties will offset and will go again on 1st and 10 from the 41. Still the first drive of the game for Mountain View. This one has moved at a quick fire pace as it's a quick out, and it is caught, but immediately the receiver is met by Desert Ridge on the outside. Ryland Sargent brings down Gunnar Gornick on the reception.
And that was kind of a low catch. He kind of had to bend down to grab it. So that kind of just goes back to say the accuracy that both quarterbacks kind of need to display through the rest of this game.
This offense, though, has looked pretty efficient as it comes to 2nd and 3. Only averaging 23.5 points per game as they get the handoff to Jean-Pierre. It's an awkward one, but he stumbles across the first down line for a new set of downs.
Brought down by number 1, Joshua Arona.
Josh Arona got in there, made the tackle. 23.5 points per game is their average for the 4 games this season. We mentioned at the open, though, when you take out the Saguaro game and the Basha game, the two teams that might be 2 of the 4 best in the state, they're averaging 37. So it does get better for the Toros against lesser opposition. Now from the 30, that's where we start this new set for Jack Germain, who gets the snap and gets a block looking downfield. He'll check it down to Jean-Pierre, and he is met immediately and then brought down again. Another good tackle from Ryland Sargent. Another gain of 7. It'll set up 2nd and 3 for the 2nd straight time.
And on a defensive kind of a line of thought, you can't leave Jean-Pierre open. He's Jermaine's go-to guy.
It puts Jean-Pierre over 100 yards receiving this year to go with 200 yards rushing. One of the best all-purpose numbers guy in the state. 2nd and 3, there's a flag on the far side. Should be a jump on the offense. We'll see.
Flag on the play.
That it will be.
Ball start on the Toros, 5-yard penalty.
They'll go backwards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock right now stuck at 34 seconds as it begins to roll again. Germain hands it off to Jean-Pierre, and he gets all the way back up towards the first down. And should be a yard short. Down at the 21, set up 3rd and 1.
Brought down by number 24, Isaiah Long, and number 8, Ryan Reginbald. This quarter break is sponsored by the Adams Agency Insurance.
That'll take us to quarter number 2. 8-0, Desert Ridge out in front. Mountain View, though, bouncing on the corner, trying to tie this one up.
Summer's here.
Friday Night Lights, we take a look at the band for Mountain View. They were playing something earlier. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it had a pretty cool name. They were a lot of fun. They did a pregame show. We usually don't see bands do that. It's either halftime or whatever. Maybe the away band will come in and do the pregame, but no away band tonight for Desert Ridge as they flip sides, and they actually marked them down at the 22 instead of the 21. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 for Isaac Jean-Pierre, the running back in his Toros offense. I'm telling you, it was a pretty good band. Still in the first drive of the game for Mountain View as Jermaine will hand it off to Jean-Pierre. He's got the first down and more.
I have to acknowledge the connection between Jack Germain and running back Jean-Pierre. Oh my goodness, excuse me. How is it pronounced, Ryan? I've been saying it all night, and now I can't.
Isaac Jean-Pierre on the carry.
Thank you.
I'll give it back to him probably, as this time there was another miscommunication, and he was stuffed initially, broke off a tackle, and got into the second level before being brought down. Almost as you said they were connected.
Yes.
They almost made a mistake.
Maybe I jinxed it. Maybe by saying his name wrong, it was the football gods trying to tell me to stop. They're about to score.
Second down here, start of the second quarter. Jermaine gets the snap, it's high, it's thrown across the middle and caught. Mikey Sumko got in, went up and grabbed it, and there's a touchdown. So each team scores on their first drive of this one.
And as the fireworks are going off, I want to point out that Jack Germain sees plays and makes them, whether it's his dad telling him to make them or he's having to hustle and kind of make a quick play. He's a really reliable quarterback.
Heck of a throw to dart it in there, and Mountain View won't go for 2. They'll play the long game and come on, kick the extra point. Here's Lindbergh, it's up and through. So Mason Lindbergh makes this one an 8-7 game. One drive in for each team. We are 58 seconds into the second quarter. 8-7 in Mesa.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
8-7 here in the early goings of this one. 11 minutes to go here in half number 1. Ryan Sikora, Shea Garrett here from Mesa, Arizona. Mountain View score on their first drive and a good response to a very good first drive that we saw from Desert Ridge's offense, who are about to get the ball back in just a moment. This one is once again launched into the end zone by Lindbergh, one of the better kickers in the state. Second drive for the Jaguars, led by Major Wooten, who did not have to do a whole lot on that first possession because the running game was so good for Desert Ridge.
They did definitely rely on that, and I'm curious to see if there's more of a passing yardage rather than rushing in this part of the quarter.
First down is Wooten hands off to his tailback Palmer. He's met behind the line of scrimmage, and it wasn't Isaiah Palmer. It was Michael Alvarado, who's the third running back on the depth chart. So now they've used 1, 2, and 3 running backs. Alvarado much more of a scat back. Gets more involved in the passing game than even the running game. team that likes to hold the ball. One of the top teams in the state in rushing yardage. They are very, very, very good at plunging in long drives. This is an end around for the lead running back. There's a flag on the play, and still going before finally being brought down is Isaiah Palmer. Did all that work for maybe a gain of 5, and it's probably coming back.
Brought down by number 3, Gunnar Gordon. And number 33, Caleb Larson. Flag on the play.
An offense that only averages just a hair under 20 points a game. They work slow, they work well. They don't score often. Let's see what the flag is.
And number 44.
10-yard penalty.
They get the offense on a hold, and that'll move them all the way back inside the 15, inside the 10, just a shade behind that 10-yard line. Second and 20. First real test for Wooten. They go end around again. They successfully complete the handoff, but could not get the edge. Wrapped down immediately on the outside by Brigham McCown.
Brought down by number 0, Jasper Lake.
Jasper Lake was there as well, and nowhere to go for the receiving runner, Austin Taylor. I've seen a lot. I don't know if I've seen back-to-back end-around plays at any level. Clock rolling, 9 minutes to go, first half. 3rd and 19 for Wooten. Gets the snap, quick out, has his man. This is DeMarcus Sanchez, who was wrapped up instantly. And another big play on the outside. This time it's Riggs Metcalf. And the punt unit's going to have to come back out. Mountain View much better job defensively this time than the first drive.
I think they're learning from their mistakes. They saw what Desert Ridge is capable of, the Jaguars are capable of in the first half, or the first quarter, and now they're making those stops where they need to make them.
On to punt for the Jaguars, number 8, Ryan Reginald. Back to return for the Toros, number 3, Gunnar Gordon.
Gornick is the return man. This is not a good punt. It's rolling around at the 40, and Gornick will fair catch in plus territory at the 38. So a second chance for Jack Germain, whose offense was also pretty good on that first drive. They went really slowly, just like Desert Ridge, but they plugged in with a touchdown through the air.
Very slowly but surely, and Germain found those pockets to get the scoring done.
Germain and his tailback, Isaac Jean-Pierre, was the key contributor on drive number 1. They'll open up with play action out into the flat for Gornick. Gunnar Gornick going to get to the edge and try and wrap around. Now comes back left. He lost the football. There's a flag on the play behind everything. And Desert Ridge, for the time being, have it. We'll see what this flag is. Gunnar Gornick kept going, cut back inside, and lost the ball. It got punched out. Referees will take time to signal it up.
We kind of saw it flick out of his hand. It seemed like he didn't have that good of a hold on it. Maybe he was slipping a little bit, but he definitely did lose the ball.
And yeah, he dropped it. They'll wave the flag, and it'll be a Jaguar football on the first play of this new drive. Costly turnover sends the defense for Mountain View back out there.
talk about a comeback. I mean, they just had a series of not necessarily great plays offensively, and now they're back on the offensive line, ready to prove themselves.
So Major Wooten comes back out, a little excursion on the sidelines. He just kind of probably went over, got a Gatorade, came back, and now he's back on the field. So they start just past the 25. They'll throw on first down, a man wide open before he's dropped by Jasper Lake. That's Andrew Hines, who's been left open a couple times here already today. This time they connect and they move the chains up to the 45.
First down for the Jaguars.
They'll hand it off this time, and a chance for Palmer to get on the outside, and Isaiah Palmer is wrapped up shy of the 50. They'll give him 4, and it'll be second and medium.
Brought down number 0, Jasper Lake. And number 1, Riggs Metcalf.
So from the 49 they go, the captain Wooten. His running back is still Palmer, big burly kid who plays on the defensive side on the defensive front. He's a defensive end. Right now he's the running back. As they bring pressure, they get to Wooten and brought down instantly. The blitz worked. It was Beckham Barney who came crashing in, and joined late to finish the job was Brigham McCown. Heck of a time to dial up a blitz and make it pay off.
Our team is dynamite. Our team is dynamite. Our team is tick, 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 tick. Our team is dynamite. Our team is dynamite. Our team is tick, 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 tick.
A loss of 7. Brings up 3rd and 13, and Roy Lopez is going to take a timeout. 1-point lead, biggest play of the game so far here halfway through the second quarter. We are going to hang out with you while Roy Lopez goes over what he wants to do here. They got to get 13 yards. They got to get to the opposition's 45. This is a big play for Desert Ridge to maybe establish some momentum on this game.
When they had that little slip up for Mountain View, they can't be making little mistakes like that. They want to score and get the lead in the game.
Hosting the annual Citrus Rose Market. Fall Boutique at the gym from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. next Saturday, September 30th. Come support over 50 vendors representing small businesses in the area. There will be a variety of things sold, including treats, toys, home, decor, women's clothing, kids' clothing.
It's a tricky spot for Desert Ridge to be in. Their best offense is stay ahead of the sticks and run the football with their 3 talented running backs, Regimbali, Palmer, who's on your screen, number 80, and Sanchez as well. But now they've got to go and throw the football. Their main target has only got 1 catch today for the touchdown. That's Creed Hallows, the tight end. They will have a good pocket. Plenty of time for Wooten, who now feels pressure, rolls left, unloads, has a man. It's Hallows, who's dropped, but not before he got the first down. Dropped at the 36 in plus territory. A 20-yard play on 3rd and long sets a new set of sticks up for the Jaguars. So how about that play? On the 36 now, they'll go quickly. 5 minutes left here. Play action, quick out for Hallows, who fumbles the football. Did he make a football move? It's picked up by Mountain View. Did he make a football move? They say he didn't. They call it incomplete. He spun away, had the ball, and on the spin, turned and dropped it. That's all about interpretation from the officiating crew. It looked like a football move to me. So maybe Desert Ridge get away with one. They get 2nd down and 10. They will go back to the ground game with Regimbali, and he is plugged up for a gain of 2, maybe 3. 3rd and long on the way for the Jaguars.
Brought down by number 10, Beckham Barney, and number 96, Tom Pau.
Tom Pa'u makes the tackle and stuffs him. He did get 3. So it's 3rd and 7. Wooten going downfield, overthrew his man and in and out of the hands. An easy interception. Dominic Gerard couldn't hang on. It'll bring up 4th and 7. So the 2nd time today, a 4th down comes the way of Desert Ridge.
When you have an open opportunity like that, you really have to force yourself to seize the moment. That could have been a big gameplay for the Toros.
That was as easy as pitch and catch for Gerard. They keep the offense out there again. They got a big play to Creed Hallows the last time on 4th and long. Running back is Palmer. Wooten will get the snap. They'll run play action. He'll feel pressure and roll left. Wooten looking downfield. He's got an easy completion. Wide open, the running back Palmer. Out of the backfield, he missed his block, made a play, got upfield, and got a 1st down for Desert Ridge.
The Toros are really leaving a lot of pockets open for Desert Ridge to kind of weasel their way in. If they want to make a stop here, they're going to have to bring their defense, be stronger, and make some tackles.
From the 16, Wooten will keep it himself on a play action keeper, and a read option, he'll go himself and get down inside the 10. This has been a clinic of just beautiful football drives. This is only the 3rd drive of the game combined for both teams. And we have played almost 25 minutes of football. These 12-minute quarters in Arizona high school football. All it has yielded us is drive number 2 of the day for this Jaguars team that has gone anywhere. They had the punt on the last one. Wooten will keep it. He'll go himself, dive over a man for a touchdown. Is he in? They signal so. How about Major Wooten? That one deserved 6, and Wooten gets in. It's 14-7. Desert Ridge have found 2 consistent drives out of their 3 and scored on both. Their quarterback leading the way. And a 14-7 lead at this point. It makes sense to go for 2, make it a 2-score game, and they keep the offense out there. Wooten goes to the bench, and they go Wildcat once more. Logan Rogers is once again the Wildcat QB. He's their number 4 running back and the starting outside linebacker. Rogers, and he got going before a flag flew. That's going to be a false start.
False start on the Jaguars, 5-yard penalty.
Let's see if that changes the decision making, if they go and kick it, or maybe they bring Wooten back out there. He's still on the sidelines, helmet off, so I don't think he's coming. And they will kick the extra point as Regimbali sets up. Holder is Austin Taylor. This is from the 15, so it's a 25-yard extra point. Kick is up and off the upright, so it stays a 7-point game, a costly false start. We're at 14-7, 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in quarter number 1.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own.
Another touchdown for Desert Ridge has us at 14-7 here on Friday night in the East Valley. As Gunnar Gornick will take the kickoff for Mountain View and have some room to run. He'll get up towards the 30 before he's finally brought down. Another drive to start for Jack Germain, who's got to work quicker now. His team has been slow and methodical, and they don't really have a lot of time to do that here with 3 minutes to go in this first half.
And we saw Gornick there, after he received the ball, kind of run and analyze where he was going to go, and he made some quick plays. He kind of looked in every direction and saw if there was any holes. You just have to be a little bit quicker if you don't want to be tackled.
Seemed a little hesitant there after he was the man who fumbled on the last possession for Mountain View. So from the 31, that's where this third Toros drive gets started. As Jermaine gets the snap, unloads for Corendus Poe, and Poe will be bumped out of bounds. A thumping hit from Isaiah Long. Just shy of the first down. That's going to be a gain of 8, set up 2nd and 2. Jermaine feels pressure. It was a screen. It was batted away. Was looking for his running back, John Pierre, and Brett Sellis denied it. Now 3rd and 2. Set yourself up in a weird spot. You can run, you can throw, you can do whatever. The playbook is as open as it's been all night. On 3rd and 2, gets it out to Poe again, and that's the second catch of this drive for Corendus Poe. They'll call forward progress, and a late hit after as well.
And he had 2 people taking him down. One was on the bottom, and one got on the top and tried to kind of shove him down, and he fought it.
So it was Isaiah Long who led the brigade of tacklers. And it is going to be a late hit as the white hat comes out.
Personal foul on the Jaguars, 15-yard penalty.
That'll be 15 yards off the end of the play.
Damage control restoration.
Late hit out of bounds and into plus territory with 2:40 here in this quarter. And now a timeout for Desert Ridge. 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go on the big Jumbotron here at Mountain View High School. You get a chance to see both teams get into their huddles. This is now the chance for Mountain View. You've kind of emotionally not been in this game this is the drive that can get you level on the scoreboard, but also maybe get you above on that momentum chart we've been trying to keep an eye on here with this game going back and forth.
And also looking at halftime, they're going to be able to kind of work out their kinks, hopefully, and figure out what they need to do better in order to make those stops and get the scoring up.
Our team is dynamite.
See that Desert Ridge defense talking to their defensive coordinator, trying to figure everything out. They've been pretty solid. They've been aided by a sound offensive display, though.
Our team is dynamite. Our team is dynamite. Our team is tick, tick.
If you're head coach Joe Germain, you call plays. You've got a chance to get yourself into halftime with the last drive of this first half here, and also get your quarterback, get your receivers going, get a rhythm here. This is as big of a drive as they've had all season at 2-2. A third win would set them in the right direction and try and get back to the playoffs where these Mountain View Toros belong. Germain, play action to Jean-Pierre. Downfield looking, leaping is Hodden Marks. Did he make the catch? He did. A leaping grab from Hodden Marks.
That's the kind of commitment you want to see from a play. He was not super close to getting it, and he knew he wanted it. And you saw that in the play. He just jumped for the ball kind of effortlessly and confidently. And it got them some serious yardage.
Marks with a heck of a play. He checks out. And that's as good of a catch as we've seen from a Mountain View Toro all season long. Germain will take his time, feels some pressure. Good block from his running back, Jean-Pierre. Jack Germain unloads, takes a trucking hit at the goal line, and is going to be marked a yard short. So he gets the first down. We'll go to 1st and goal, and that's Jack Germain, a guy not known for his running, getting down, getting dirty.
That's what kind of sets the defense off. They don't expect to play like that, especially if they're watching footage from previous games of Mountain View's. That's the kind of inconsistency and kind of unpredictable plays we need to see.
And they run one right in. Isaac Jean-Pierre plugs in, and that's a second touchdown of the game for Mountain View. And because of the mistake on the other end for Desert Ridge, this is now an extra point game instead of maybe a 2-point game or even a 3-point game like they were trying for. Lindbergh on to make it a tie game if he can put it through. Good snap, good hold, and up and good from Lindbergh. 14-14. Two really good drives for two teams so far here tonight. This is a really good football game. 1:20 to go here in the first half.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Showed you the band, showed you the student section at a break. Now, how about this? This is all the cheerleaders, all the Palm Squad with what I would assume is every single member of the youth here in Mesa as the kickoff is dropped by Palmer, and he gets a chance to now return it on the outside. Isaiah Palmer got a whole head of speed and is down at the 30. You were saying over the break, Shay, you did that when you were a kid out in Tucson?
Yes, I did it for my high school that I went to when I was very little, and then I ended up cheering for the high school. So it was super fun as a kid, and it's fun to see these kids doing the same thing.
I wonder why some are in white, some are in red, and some are in blue. I wonder if that's different elementary schools.
I'm assuming it has to do with age range, but that is just 8. I mean, what do I know at this age anymore?
As I start to actually think about that, I look at a very young group in white, and I look at a slightly taller group in blue, and I think you're right.
So I might have been right. First time tonight, right, Ryan?
Wooten out into the flat, dropped by his tight end, Hallows, who was wide open, got too busy looking out in front, and that'll stop the clock at 1:21 to go. In a 14-14 game, it's been a really close game all night long. Wooten on 2nd and 10, unloads quickly for Hallows, threw it behind him, and it dropped into a dangerous area. Brody Anderson couldn't get there in time for Mountain View, but that's 2 drops for Creed Hallows. That one probably more on the throw.
Anderson was pretty close. I mean, he might have even just had his fingertips on the football, but it wasn't enough to get a pass to him. Or an interception, rather.
And so now you have to be careful, because with 1:16 to go here in this one more incompletion, and you give Mountain View enough time to maybe go back and score another before the break.
Especially being at the 30-yard line.
Wooten, they'll run a screen. It will be completed to Isaiah Palmer. He's going to be out at the first down. He skips across and should have enough on forward progress as the clock will roll. And I think they do, because we've got the far side judge on the 40, which would be enough for a first down. So the clock will continue as soon as they place the ball.
First down for the Jaguars.
Or not. Win some, you lose some. And now it rolls as they wave the hands, and that's a first down. So a fresh set. Wooten trying to go quickly. Has a blocker out for his wide receiver, and he couldn't get it completed. Another one dropped, this time by Austin Taylor.
Play from number 26, Ryan Smith.
Wooten rolling right. Has another one, and this one's missed again, this time by Andrew Hines. And so it seems like they can't really get the offense going here when they need to. So 3rd down and 10 once again. Timeout on the field, and with 50 seconds to go, we will take it with them. It is 14-14. We're going to get a chance to reassess at the end of this commercial break.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
(14-14), 50 seconds to go here in the first half from Mesa, Arizona. Mountain View High School, the campus of champions. This Mountain View Toros athletic program has been long successful as they get pressure on Major Wooten and drop him down. And that will stop the clock.
Timeout, Toros.
As Mountain View quickly called timeout. We'll stay here this time because It'll set up 4th down. Mountain View will have time to run some offensive plays and maybe take the lead before halftime comes to a start.
You're being very optimistic. With only 43 seconds left of the game, or of this half at least. They would have to make a pretty big play involving, I'm assuming, a pass rather than rushing yards. And we haven't seen much of that from Mountain View specifically. Actually, both teams this game.
They had the big throw on the last drive to Hod Marks, and of course Creed Hallows had the big catch for Desert Ridge. That's about it for these two teams. Punt unit comes on for the 2nd time tonight. Gunnar Gornick is the return man for the Toros.
And I have to say, I think Mountain View kind of has an advantage here, being as Desert Ridge's kicker doesn't really seem to get much yardage on his kicks. So if they can receive it and make a quick run, you're right, they might be able to get to a place where they can score.
Return man stands at the 35. Last time the kick landed about 5 yards shy of where Gornick was at the start. So in theory, if you can start anywhere from the 40 or the 45, that's a high snap, and he'll kick it out of the back of the end zone. And that's a safety. So they kick it out of the back of the end zone instead of giving the ball away and perhaps giving up 6 or 7. They take 2, and that is a 16-14 lead. How often do you see a high snap that the punter can't get to in time to pick it up and boot it away, so he kicks it out of the back of the end zone? You saw the student section there. They looked a little confused. So that means it's 2 points for Mountain View. And Desert Ridge are going to now punt it back to the Toros. It's going to be a mock kickoff situation like you get after safeties. And now with 38 seconds to go, pretty much the same situation. If you can get anywhere north of the 30-yard line, you've got a chance to score 7 here. The only reason I know that's a safety right off the bat is because that happened in a game a couple of years ago. I was at Horizon, and I think they were playing Gilbert, and Gilbert's kicker picked up the ball, felt pressure, kicked it through the back of the end zone, and nobody knew what was going on for 5 minutes before they decided it was a safety. As this one flies, there's a flag that comes from the umpire. It's out of the hands of Gornick. Nobody can hang on to the football here as Gunnar Gornick goes nowhere, goes backwards, and is dropped at the 24-yard line, maybe the 25. There's a flag at the 41 on the Mountain View sideline. And it's going to be a sideline warning, which makes sense by the placement of the flag. They start on the 25 with 30 seconds or so to go. It's a quick out to Gornick, who's tackled immediately and then shoved over. That's a big pair of hits on Gunnar Gornick. Timeout Mountain View. They'll go quickly. This clock will roll down to 23 or 24 on this game clock as Mountain View, Joe Germain got in there quickly and stopped the clock.
Timeout Toros. This timeout is sponsored by the Farnsworth.
So now I'll give it to you. I don't think they got enough time to go score. I think you're right at this point.
At this point, yes. I did see some scoring potential earlier on, maybe at the 42nd point, but now that they've gotten pushed back so much, I don't think it's going to be as possible for them. But that safety was a huge get for
next Saturday,
Mountain View.
September 30th. Come support over 50 vendors representing small businesses in the area. There will be a variety of things sold, including treats, toys, home decor.
Second down and 5.
Kids clothing.
23 seconds to go in half number 1.
Food trucks on site.
Mountain View, their first lead of the game off a safety where the punter punted it in through the back of his end zone. Chance for Jermaine, clean pocket, he steps up, will unload, deep downfield. That's a big arm throw. What a catch. Mikey Sumko, that ball was launched from the 31 to the 25. And a first down, this clock will stop because of it. There's a flag on the play.
I think we might be choking on our own words here, Ryan. I think that Mountain View might now have a standing chance to score.
When's the last time Jack Jermaine threw a ball that far? He launched that one into the sky.
That was truly unexpected, but I'm happy to see it.
They'll get up to the line of scrimmage. The clock will roll and the clock will stop. They spike it with 12 seconds to go. So after the spike to stop the clock, second down and 10, 12 seconds to go. Field goal range for Lindbergh. And they reset the clock to 14 seconds, which makes a little more sense. Never seen a spike take 4 seconds off the clock. Jermaine gets a nice block, throws it out towards the flat. It's caught. And a couple more yards picked up by Hodden Marks. We're under 10 seconds to go.
We are really seeing some great throws by Jermaine in the past 2 minutes, not even throughout the game. In the past 2 minutes, he's really showcased the arm that he has and the plays that his dad can call.
Third down and either 2 or 3. Nice little 7-yard pickup from Marks, and they call it 8. Got out of bounds and stopped the clock. 9.3 to go. Just a darn good throw from Jack Jermaine to get him up into this position. Command of his offense, but now he drops the football, has to bounce on it. And lucky for him, his Toros have a timeout left here. At least they're supposed to. No, they don't. And the clock will roll and take us to halftime. So all that good work for Mountain View means absolutely nothing. They lead 16-14 at the break. They had a timeout left, and that's what I thought. So Joe Jermaine and the coaching staff are arguing that they had a timeout. They would have obviously used it after Jack Jermaine, the quarterback, fell on the ball. Now it's a conversation between the referees, and a couple of the coaches are going to have to be moved away.
And now we're seeing the away team, Desert Ridge, kind of return to the field. They all kind of ran off. I think they were ready for a little break, and now they're back just to see what goes on.
They were halfway to the tunnel to go to halftime.
They were ready for sure, Ryan.
We'll see what happens, and I think they're going to give them their timeout and say they will have one more chance or so in this game. He fell on it with about 5 seconds left, 6 seconds left, and that would mean the timeout probably should reset the clock to about 4 seconds, 5 seconds, somewhere in that range, and they will put it at 5 flat.
This timeout sponsored by the Farnsworth.
So they did have a timeout left, and they used it.
You were right, Ryan. You should be reffing out there.
I don't know if I can handle that.
It's a lot of running. There's a serious level of athleticism you have to showcase to be a ref. I respect them.
It's less so the running, more so the coaches yelling at me. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, I don't think I could take that either. But I would be an awful ref, so either way. I'm good up here in the bleachers.
So from the 23-yard line, this should be a Mason Lindbergh field goal. The big-footed lefty will have a 40-yarder. If it's good, it's a 5-point game at halftime. 40-yard field goal attempt from Lindbergh. It's up, it's clean, it is good from 55, but did he miss it wide? Yes, he did. He had it certainly by the distance, but couldn't get it straight. 16-14 at halftime. Mountain View, they lead off a safety. That's the difference in this one right now. We got 24 minutes of football and a halftime show on the way.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the...
What's inside you? The greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
My name
What's
is Kyle
inside
Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Back for the second half from Mesa, Arizona. Mountain View up 16-14. After 24 minutes, Ryan Sikora, Shea Garrett. It's a safety. That's the difference right now because of a punt through the back of the end zone. Mountain View are going to get the ball to start this second half as it's booted away by Regimbali and into the hands of Gornick, who hangs on to this one. Connor Gornick has a full head of steam, and he's dropped down at around the 27-yard line. That's where the offense will start half number 2 for Jack Germain. His team looking for a touchdown to go up 2 scores.
And that was a much better kick from Regimbali that we've seen in his previous ones. I mean, it was pretty strong, got pretty good distance in the past couple of kicks. He hasn't really seemed to get that yardage. But that was a good one.
Now, last time out for Jermaine was the highs and lows. 50-yard pass completion to Mikey Sumko, and then the fumble that essentially took us to halftime. Sumko starts on the bottom of your screen in isolation, nobody pressing him. As they hand it off to the running back, Jean-Pierre, who had a great first quarter, fell asleep a little in quarter number 2, but opens us up with a nice carry that'll set up second and short.
There's one thing that I've learned about Jean-Pierre is that he can kind of take a hit and kind of rock with it. He will, that was a great motion, Ryan. He'll just kind of bobble and then force his way back up. He's a fighter.
Just bounces around, bounces off tackles. They'll give it back to the running back, and Jean-Pierre's going to carry the pile with him for a first down and a whole lot more down past the 40.
Number 17, Isaac Jean-Pierre. Brought down by number 79, Cole Kianini.
Cole Kianini wrapped him up, brought him down. The offensive line doing all the dirty work there, though.
Damage control, restoration, first down.
They'll hand it off. New running back. This is Beckham Barney. And he goes for a first down. A late flag flies down at the sideline. Unless that was a football. It looked a whole lot like a flag.
I believe it was a flag, Ryan. I thought I saw a flag.
Holding on the Toros. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul.
So they get Mountain View for a hold. And then negate a big gain. That was a big hole, so that makes a lot of sense, but they'll go backwards. They'll give it back to Barney, who will plunge forward, get back to around the 45.
Number 10, Beckham Barney. Brought down by number 41, Rhett Jepson.
They'll give it back to the running back. This is Jean-Pierre again, and they'll move the chains with a great run.
Carried by number 17, Isaac Jean-Pierre.
So Mountain View are figuring out the ground game to start off this second half.
And it's refreshing to see them using two players to play as like receivers rather than just using one. That's putting a lot on Jean-Pierre.
Another damage control restoration first down.
They'll take the time with it now after the first down. They reset, and Jermaine works from the pistol. There was a flag on the play. That seems like a pretty easy false start. And it is.
False start on the Toros, a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Play action. Jermaine with time will unload down the field, throwing it up for Corendus Poe. It was batted away and it hit the turf. Great coverage on the outside and almost intercepted by Sam Johns, but it'll bring up third down. .846 to go. Start of this third quarter has moved at a much slower tempo than the first half did. More passing plays, and now on 2nd and 15, Jermaine drops it into the flat. It's dropped by Hodden Marks. That was pitch and catch, and it fell out of the hands of the lead receiver. It's big, though. They get lucky with a roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty. New set of sticks after all that. They can't complete a pass and still move into positive territory.
Another damage control restoration first down.
Jermaine out in the flat has Corendus Poe, and he is met by a pair of tacklers.
Pass complete to number 13, Corendus Poe. Brought down by number 22, Marty Brewer.
Second and manageable. They'll hand off to Jean-Pierre, who gets a nice block and lunges for the first down line.
Ball carried by number 17, Isaac Jean-Pierre.
Did he have enough? I think they're going to mark him a yard short.
Down by number 33, Logan Rogers.
Nope, they won't. They'll move the chains after a little bit of deliberation. And
For the Toros.
this is now turning into a nice, healthy drive for Mountain View.
First down.
First and 10, slant outside and slotted into Hodden Marks, who got a nice burst of speed.
Pass complete to
Got
number
past the first down marker, at least close to it. And
forced out of bounds by number 22.
they're doing a really good job as they move the chains once again.
Down for the Toros. Another damage control restoration first down.
And there's another flag, or at least should be another false start.
False start of the Toros, a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's another killer on this long drive for Mountain View. Penalties don't make winners. That's what the Toros are trying to be. In front right now with 2 touchdowns and a safety. Jermaine, play action, goes over the top, has his tight end. It's Barney into the end zone.
That was a beautiful play.
Just exceptionally dialed up, and after a long drive, Beckham Barney's the guy to put it in and make it a 2-score game pending the extra point. Just perfect. Right down the middle, play action, give it to your tight end across the seam, make it all go to work.
On to get the extra point, number 15, Mason Lindbergh. Down the hold, number 44, Peyton Foster.
Lindbergh, perfect on PATs today, missed that 40-yard field goal as we went to halftime. This to make it a 9-point advantage for Mountain View. Kick is up and true. And it's a 9-point game, 23-14, halfway through quarter number 3 here in the East Valley.
The fireworks for tonight's game are brought to us.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
How many push-ups can you do? It is 23-14. I imagine he just did 23. That's how many points Mountain View has.
That is pretty impressive. Not more impressive, I have to say, than the people who were completely painted blue that we saw during halftime.
There's been a lot of pageantry tonight as Lindbergh will put one, as always, into the end zone. So we weren't aware of any special occasion here tonight, but they had the cheerleaders, they had the blue people, they had the spectacular halftime and pregame show, they had that guy.
And they have fireworks.
The fireworks.
This is the place to be on a Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many better spots. I continue to ask the question, how many push-ups can you do?
I don't know. I can't remember the last time I tried to do a push-up. I could probably do a solid, really good 3. Are you counting on your hands right now how many push-ups you can do?
That's
Good
it?
push-ups, not
okay.
wimpy push-ups.
Yeah, that's
really
fair.
solid football level
I don't
push-ups.
know.
How many can you do?
I'm going to say way more than is probably true. And I'm not going to say the number because I'm pretty sure my dad's listening and he's going to call me out on it if I say a number that's probably not true, as that one is thrown out into the open. Good coverage from Mountain View.
Well, Ryan's dad, I want you to know if you're listening, I'm going to make him do push-ups after the game and we're going to find out.
I'm going to say like good ones.
Yeah, not wimpy.
I'm going to say, I'm going to say 35, 40.
Whoa! Okay, now I'm thinking maybe I could do more. I'll keep you updated next time we see each other. We'll have new numbers.
I don't think push-ups are that hard. I don't go to the gym a lot. I'm 5'6" on a good day, but
but they're not pull-ups. Pull-ups, I don't think I could do.
I don't think, as if on cue, my dad texts me and says 10, which is just a real low bar, as there's a handoff, maybe a gain of 1 or 2 if they're lucky.
Your dad does not have a lot of faith in you, Ryan.
I'm telling you, 30 to 35, somewhere in that range.
Everybody check Twitter later tonight because Ryan will be posting
we'll
a push-up
content.
video.
Now, and the fairness here is, okay, you bring up a good point of good push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly more than 25.
Okay, I think I could do more than 3 now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm just saying.
I think I could do probably 15.
So 3rd and long after no gain. It's 10 yards to go for Major Wooten, who feels pressure off the edge, unloads it to Creed Hollows, and he's got room. Hollows drags a pair and slides down towards the 40. A big pickup on 3rd and long.
Pass complete to number 10, Creed Hollows.
I bet you Creed Hollows can do a lot of push-ups.
Probably. He's got some speed on him, too.
Speed, size, leading receiver, the tight end. He's getting collegiate looks. Primary target, they line him up a lot where he is right now, in that slot right in the middle of your screen. They don't often line him up as a true tight end. He's more of a wide receiver. As this time they will move it to the outside on the far side, and
quarterback keeper number 3.
nice little clean gain for Major Wooten.
Brought down by number 26, Ryan Smith.
I think you can do more than 3.
I think so, too. I'm really starting to think about it. I'm going with 15. New number, 15.
15's a good number. That's what I was going to say.
Okay. I'm proud of that.
Holding on the Jaguars. 10-yard penalty for the spot.
The Jags get called for a hold on that one. Have to go backwards.
Remains 1st down.
So 1st and 18 after the holding. Wooten out into the flat, has a man. It's his running back Palmer, and he gets past the initial line of scrimmage. Should have been a gain of 8. Maybe he's right on it, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Second and long, they'll run a screen. They'll get it out to the running back Palmer again. Isaiah Palmer spinning for a 1st down, and back-to-back catches for the tailback out of the backfield, and here come the Jaguars.
Brought down by number 0, Jasper Lake, and number 10, Beckham Varney. 1st down for the Jaguars.
So a new 1st down in plus territory as Wooten rolls right and throws outside. It's in and out of the hands, muffed by DeMarcus Sanchez. Tom Gerard on the coverage made a nice play.
Brings up 2nd down.
Second down and 10 after the incompletion. They'll hand it off. This is the 3rd string running back, Alvarado, who gets up into the 2nd level and is brought down for a healthy gain.
Brought down by number 12, Brody Anderson, and number 0, Jasper Lake. Helped on the play by number 33, Caleb Larson.
They'll hand it off, try and chug for the 1st down on 3rd down.
Ball carried by number 7.
And he's going to be down right at the sticks.
Brought down by number 20, Jackson Vogel.
Let's see, and they will give him the 1st down.
1st down for the Jaguars.
It's got to be nice to know that you've got a running game that on 3rd down and 4 can get you 4 yards when you need it. Might come in handy later down the line. Wooten, whole lot of pocket, unloads down the middle, was looking for Sanchez, lots of coverage, and a flag flies. Yeah, it looked like pretty good stuff from Brody Anderson on the outside, but I think the back judge is going to get him for a defensive pass interference. We'll see. And they will.
15-yard penalty. 1st down for the Jaguars.
It's killer, 15 yards of the high school game. And new set of downs, they're inside the red zone, and this drive keeps going for the Jags. It's right now hovering around 4.5 minutes. Wooten will hand it off. And stuffed for a gain of perhaps a yard is Alvarado.
Brought down by number 52, Tavita Tase.
Tavita Tase.
3, Caleb Larson.
And on the tackle, Caleb Larson, too.
Brings up second down.
Never going to bend but don't break. It'd be now for Mountain View. 2nd and 9, looking to get anything going their way as Wooten rolls to his right. Has time, throws down the middle of the field, looking for Hallows, batted away. That's Dominic Gerard who does a good job. There's a flag on the play in the backfield. And that should be a roughing the passer. He got decked after he threw the football. Those are mistakes you can't make if you're Mountain View.
They seem to be making a lot of those, especially in the second half. There have been a couple of times where they've had little slip-ups that could have been game-defying.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
And once again, a new first down. They'll move forward, and
To the goal.
it'll be half the distance to the goal. It'll put them just shy of the 10-yard line. So the first down will go to the 1. The end zone is 11 yards away.
Jaguars.
Wooten handoff, Alvarado. Going to get to the edge. Michael Alvarado makes a man miss. Can't make the second guy miss as he dives forward.
Ball carried by number 7.
Lunges and carries a couple guys inside the 5.
Brought down by number 33, Caleb Larson.
On the 5-yard line. Wooten moves a man out of the set. His running back is Regimbali. He'll lead a block for Wooten, who lowers the shoulder. Might have gotten a yard.
Quarterback keeper number 3, Major Wooten.
Was tackled, stayed in bounds, and
Number 5, Dwight
that's
Culpepper.
3rd down and 4 to go.
Beckham Barney.
Maybe 3rd down and 3. We'll see. Do they give him a yard? They do.
Mountain View is going to have to pull out all the stops if they're defensively, if they're going to want to make a stop here and keep from Desert Ridge making a touchdown here.
It's a 23-14 game, a 2-possession lead for Mountain View. The Toros on the defensive side here on 3rd and 3. Wooten gets the snap. Has time, gives it to Hollows. 2nd touchdown of the day for Creed Hollows. Strike a pose, and your team is right back in it with 16, 17 seconds to go here in the second half.
And Hollows was wide open there. There was nobody blocking him. That was a perfect pocket that Desert Ridge found in order to score.
Great play design. So they're now down a field goal. Extra point would make it a 2-point game. Regimbali will be the man to kick it. He missed on the last PAT. He was taken at the 15-yard line all the way back in the early stages of the second quarter. And now they'll move back into this set. They did this already today. This is the 3rd time we've seen them go for 2. And the 3rd time we've seen Rogers be the Wildcat QB. They'll blow the flag again. This is the same thing that happened the last time they opened up in a PAT set and moved their way elsewhere. We'll see what the ruling is. The last time it was on Mountain View. Toros were a little jumpy last time.
Encroachment on the Toros.
And they were a little jumpy this time.
Half the distance to the goal.
So that's 2 times where Desert Ridge have set up to kick a PAT, moved into a Wildcat set, and both times they've done it, Mountain View's been called for encroachment. Rogers is the Wildcat QB. He lunges in for another one. Logan Rogers, the captain, makes it a 1-point game, 23-22.
Logan Rogers.
Just too many mistakes on that drive for Mountain View defensively.
And they're going to have to make changes quick if they want to keep their lead in this game.
is a 1-point contest as we near the start of the fourth quarter. 17 seconds to go here in quarter number 3.
Back to return for the Toros, number 3, Gunnar Gornick, and number 2, Mikey Sumko. On to kick off for the Jaguars.
Gornick and Sumko, the 2 return men, as it has been all night. Rajambali will kick away. They go short. It's received by Anderson, who was wrapped around the collar, and now a flag does come out.
Flag on the play.
That might be a horse collar.
Kickoff brought back by number 12, Brody Anderson.
Still looking at the ruling here. Should be a horse collar. We'll see what they rule.
Personal foul,
Face
on
mask.
the Jaguars.
Looked like they grabbed him by the collar. Instead, they grab him by the mask on his helmet, and leads to the same result. So they're going to start here inside Jaguar territory at the 49 for this drive here as we end the third quarter. About 9 seconds and some change to go. He will just run it, and Jean-Pierre will bring everybody with him to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage on forward progress. Fourth quarter on the way. It's a 1-point lead for the home team. Mountain View 23, Desert Ridge 22 on the Varsity Show.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Start of quarter number 4, 23-22, Mountain View, the home team. Up by a point, trying to make things interesting is Desert Ridge, who get into the backfield on a screen and drop a man down. That's Isaiah Long, who was all over Hodden Marks on the screen pass. Brady Goodman is into the game as the quarterback now.
Yeah, quarterback for the Toros, number 6, Brady Goodman.
So Jermaine, as it has been the case for most of the season, goes the first 3 quarters, and now that makes way for Goodman, who's the sophomore. He's the next guy up. Jermaine in his final season of high school football. His dad clearly likes the idea of getting the younger gun some opportunities in a close game here in the fourth quarter. Pressure shown as Goodman looks it off, steps up in the pocket, fires across to Correndis Poe. He caught it and dropped it in and out of his hands, and that's going to set up 3rd and long.
Brings up 4th down. On to punt for the Toros, number 15, Mason Lindbergh. Back to return for the Jaguars, number 13, Samuel Jones.
Flag flies after the punt was getting ready to come after they got stopped again.
Disregard the flag.
They picked up the flag, and they'll still punt away on 4th and 10. Haven't seen Mountain View punt a lot tonight. It's a really good one from Lindbergh. And did somebody touch that on the way through? It looked like for a second that might have come off the grazing arm of the return man, Sam Johns, but no, the 20 is where Desert Ridge will start their first drive of quarter number 4. A really quick drive for Mountain View, and all of a sudden Desert Ridge, all the momentum, only down a point, can take the lead on this drive.
After the punt, the Jaguars will start their drive on the 20-yard line.
Quick out. They'll double throw here. Wide open downfield is DeMarcus Sanchez. They went backwards. Wooten threw it into the flat to Taylor, who's the backup quarterback. And Sanchez unloads, and they get into plus territory. That's a big play. Now they'll hand off to Palmer. Big hole, Isaiah Palmer. Flag comes out in the secondary. That's a first down run for Isaiah as it stands.
Holding on the Jaguars.
They get him for a hold. That was a massive hole for Palmer to run through, and that's why.
Remains first down.
Give it back to Palmer. And he'll get past the initial line of scrimmage and set up second down and long.
Brought down by number 33, Caleb Larson, and number 20, Jackson Vogel. Helped on the play by number 24, Brigham McCown.
Second and 8 for Major Wooten. Sanchez in motion. Play action out to him, and Marcus Sanchez is pushed out of bounds. Maybe got a yard or two. It's going to be third and a medium on the way. I don't know if he even got a yard. Student section getting on their feet for this one. 3rd and 8 for Desert Ridge. Wooten, play action, clean pocket down the middle of the field for his tight end. It's broken up. It's Dom Gerard again. The crown of his helmet met the ball, and the ball met the turf. And so now does the offense stay out here? It looks like it will for Roy Lopez. 4th and 8, 8:42 to go in the game. Your defense has played well, and you keep your offense out there in the middle of the field. They come to the line. Wooten in the gun. Everybody's going to blanket Creed Hollows here as Wooten steps up. They still go to Hollows. The throw was high.
They'll start their drive at the 45-yard line.
So the defense gets a stop. And it's Brady Goodman that's going to come back out there. And it's a quick flag. And it's going to be an easy false start. Once again, Mountain View this second half, the offensive line's been very jumpy.
They have been making very little mistakes, but it's really taking them far back in this game.
Remains first down.
It's just killing any offensive momentum as Goodman has time down the middle, has Gornick, he hangs on. Gunnar Gornick after contact. Down inside the 20.
That could potentially be a game-changing play for Mountain View. If they score here, it's going to put them ahead and maybe give them the confidence to be good defensively and make a stop, preventing the Jaguars from scoring.
And that's the number 2 quarterback, Brady Goodman, who did not play the first 3 quarters. Comes in and makes a great throw on that one. This clock ticks. And Mountain View, with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, can go back up 2 possessions. Goodman across the middle of the field. Correndous Poe inside the 10.
Pass complete to number 13, Correndous Poe.
He did get forced down just a little bit and lost about 1 thing of yardage there, but
First down.
still achieved a first down.
Another damage control restoration first down.
So 1st and goal. An opportunity for Goodman with 2 tailbacks next to him. Brady Goodman will keep it himself. There's a flag and they'll blow the play dead.
Flag on the play.
You guessed it, false start once again for the Toros. It has been that kind of second half for Mountain View.
Remains first down.
They'll roll on 1st and goal again. This time from outside that 10-yard line area. Running back is Jean-Pierre. He will get it. Here goes Isaac Jean-Pierre, and he gets back inside the 10 before he carries a pile out of bounds at around the 9-yard line.
Isaac Jean-Pierre brought down by number 24, Isaiah Long.
They might have given him the 8 after the Isaiah Long tackle. Goodman, play action, out into the flat, has his receiver, it's Barney into the end zone. Mountain View strike back.
We just witnessed some great hustle by the Toros, finding that little hole, weaseling your way in there, but making it quick where the other team didn't suspect it.
Beckham Barney bashes his way into the end zone with 6 minutes and change to go in this one. They will kick the extra point and keep it at a one-score game. Lindbergh's been perfect from PATs tonight. Snaps good, holds good. Kick is just as. It's 30-22. Toros up a possession.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
6:48 to go in quarter number 4. Mountain View, after scoring and getting a stop and watching everybody come back to them. Desert Ridge had a chance to go take the lead. They come back, they force a punt, they go score a touchdown. They got a 8-point lead as that one bounds into the end zone. Palmer has not had a chance to return one tonight. That was as good of a drive as we've seen offensively from Mountain View, and they were led by Brady Goodman as they try and get Desert Ridge to go 4 and out once again.
We did see a lot of improvements. I think definitely confidence is a big part of it. They're not playing with the sort of hesitance that they were in the beginning of the second half. From that drive, we saw strong players playing a strong game.
Lots of time for Wooten. He gets it out to his tight end, and that kid has been really good tonight. Maybe the only player of note for Desert Ridge in the passing game has been Creed Hollows. He's just the right mix of size, speed, everything you'd ask for in a tight end. There's a reason he's got D1 college interest. Ball thrown deep over the top and incomplete. He overthrew him.
Play broken up by number 8, Dominic Gerard.
It's Dom Gerard once again, who's been everywhere on the defensive side of things. Second and 10, they'll hand it off to the running back, and Palmer rumbles forward for 3. Set up 3rd and 7. They got a ways to go, got to get to the 41. Can they go to work on 3rd and 7? Sanchez in motion. Wooten the quarterback. Play action. Major Wooten looking outside the pocket. Has to go downfield. There's a flag on the play as he steps out of bounds and avoids a hit. So he lost a bunch of yardage there.
Flag on the play.
As it stands, it's 4th and 12. We'll see where the flag ends up going. It's in the backfield right around the line of scrimmage where the offensive line was blocking. And it's going to go on Mountain View. And get him for a face mask, and that's so costly for the Toros. How many times have we said that in the second half?
1, maybe 3 too many. They really don't want to lose their lead, especially this late into the game.
They'll run it immediately after that penalty and get up towards the 50-yard line, brought down at the Toros logo.
Ball carried by number 80.
But another flag went up as well.
Mountain View might have had too many guys on the football field. Someone was late to get off, so we'll see. So it wasn't quite too many men, but an illegal substitution.
Substitution infraction.
That's the next flag here. The discipline has been a problem, and this is part of the consistency, I think, that Joe Germain talked about when you talked to him all the way back at the pregame, was that not only have they been inconsistent with their performance, but also with this struggle to stay clean throughout the 48 minutes of football.
And I also think it's the struggle of being aggressive enough, just enough, in order to score and prevent scoring. I think that Mountain View has been lacking that just a little bit this game, especially towards the end. It seems like they're losing a little bit of stamina.
First and 5 from the 48. Desert Ridge trying to get out in front and go. There's another handoff to Palmer, and he gets across midfield and sets up 2nd and short.
Isaiah Palmer. Brought down by a plethora of Toros.
Second and short. This clock is rolling. Desert Ridge in the perfect position to maybe have this football last. They blitz. Wooten steps up, unloads, and has a man. And brought down out of bounds is Sam Johns. That was excellent stuff from Wooten to go through his progressions, step up, and find a guy.
Forced out of bounds by number 10, Beckham Barney. First down for the Jaguars.
Wooten. It's a screen. It's a bad throw, but Palmer hangs on, and Isaiah Palmer dropped the football. No, it was a helmet. It was Beckham Barney's helmet that came off, and that looked a lot like a football for a half second, but Palmer held on as this clock keeps rolling after the screen play.
Brings up second down.
How about that? Almost disaster. Hand off, but Wooten will keep it himself. He fooled everybody, gets to the first down and stepped out. Did he get there first? It looks like he's a yard or two short.
Major Wooten. Forced out of bounds by number 8, Dominic Gerard. Brings up third down.
Let's go, defense! Defense!
And we'll hand it off to Palmer. Isaiah Palmer into the second and third levels and dropped just shy of the red zone. The clock is on Desert Ridge's side. They are driving, they are probing, and they are down a touchdown. They would need a score and a two-point conversion here to tie it. What a drive from Desert Ridge as they hand off, and this time the defensive front stuffs in. Palmer on the carry, and that's Jack Bogle. Made a nice play.
Brings up second down.
Got a yard. A game between two teams who just needed a win. Mountain View at 2-2, went 2-8 last year. Desert Ridge at 1-3, went 3-7 a year ago. Wooten, the Jaguars quarterback, looks into the end zone and really was just throwing it away. So now it's third and long.
Brings up third down.
On this opening night of region play in 6A Fiesta. Toros up 8. Trying to put together a party on Friday night. Third and 9, Wooten with time, clean pocket across the middle, tipped around twice. And did he catch that, or did that hit the floor? It was in and out of the hands of Austin Taylor, then tipped back up into the air by the DB. And Taylor almost had a second chance at it, and now it's 4th and 9. A minute and 49 seconds to go in quarter number 4 and a timeout. Under 2 to play, we will take a break. 30-22 lead for Mountain View.
Has a rotating menu that changes out over 100.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hey everyone!
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Loudest anybody's been all night. 4th and 9 out of the timeout. Wooten, clean pocket, going for the end zone, reaching out of the hands of the defender, but it doesn't matter. Batted away, and Mountain View will take over. Dwight Culpepper makes the play. How about that for a drive from Desert Ridge? They get all the way down the field. They take all this time off the clock, and then they can't go anywhere on 2nd and 9, 3rd and 9, or 4th and 9, and Mountain View take over. And it looks like Jack Germain is the quarterback out there. It is going to be Jack Germain, the veteran of the staff, who did not play a snap so far in this 4th quarter until now. They will throw it outside. It's quickly caught by Hodden Marks, who evades a couple, stays in bounds, and just shy of the first down. There's a couple of points. Did Marks drop the ball on the way as a flag comes out by that Desert Ridge sideline?
Flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Jaguars. 15-yard penalty.
It's unsportsmanlike on Desert Ridge. And that one pretty much should put this one to bed. Mountain View will get back above 500 after they lost to Basha 45-7 last week. And the fans will start to clear out a little bit, as this is a big win for Mountain View. Handoff to Jean-Pierre, and he will keep the clock ticking as he carries a pile. That's going to be our player of the game. Next up for Mountain View, that game against Westwood, like you saw. That's going to be a big one next Friday, another Mesa matchup. Mountain View should win that one. They should get to 4-2. But if you're a Toro fan who's been with us today, stick around. Post-game, Shay's going to do an interview with Joe Germain, the Mountain View head coach, and we're hoping to grab Isaac Jean-Pierre, the running back, who's going to take our player of the game here tonight. And then even after that, we're going to have Varsity Live, which is going to be a recap of pretty much everything going on around the state. You see Desert Ridge's schedule, Cesar Chavez next week, and then senior night after that against Tullison. That'll be another big one for the Jags, who are going to fall to 1-4. They're going to play a decent Cesar Chavez team. But yeah, there's still a busy night ahead of us. And what has been a busy night for Arizona football in general. You had Highland Chandler. That figured to be a pretty big game. And we get a second look at Mountain View's upcoming stretch. Next week, Westwood High School, who have started off really slow. There's a lot of talent to that group. And then Mesa High School in the big rivalry game. That should be one that could be a 6A playoff postseason preview. But it has been a busy night. Chandler Highland has been a good game as advertised. Liberty has gone on the road to California to play Corona Centennial between two nationally ranked teams, and that has been a wonderful game. As far as I know, the last update I have, 35-35. Liberty was up 2 touchdowns, and then in a minute gave up 14 points to make it a tie game once again. Brophy handled Notre Dame Prep. Of course, closer to home for some Toros fans. They got a chance to watch Mountain View play Saguaro a couple weeks ago. The SaberCats have been demolished on the road in California against Sierra Canyon. So it's been a mixed bag of success, but a lot of really good stuff. ALA Queen Creek playing Pinnacle in what has been a very close game out even further in the east part of the valley. Patriots of ALAQC up 29-28 in that one. Chandler up 17-15 on Highland. It's been a close games kind of night. This has been one of them. 30-22 is probably going to end up being our final score, but Desert Ridge had a chance to make it even closer. It was pretty much a 1 point to 7 point, one score type of game all night. Nobody jumped out on anybody. Seconds left. This beautiful turf field that's got a beautiful big scoreboard on the way at some point. It's not here yet. We were told it might be here tonight. It's coming. We'll get it eventually. Is victory formation the sweetest play in football? Jack Germain wastes some clock and falls strangely on the ground. He ticked the clock under 40 seconds, and we will see if that is the conclusion of this one. Maybe not.
Brought down by number 41, Brett Gibson.
And it is. The football team will roll onto the field. The coaching staff will follow suit. And Mountain View have staved off a beautiful Desert Ridge offense that ran the ball well, held the ball well. But Mountain View capitalized at the right spots at the right times, and they win tonight 30-22. They improved to 3-2 on the season. Desert Ridge will drop to 1-4 this year. A very, very good night to be a Toro on the campus of champions. Mountain View 30, Desert Ridge 22. We're going to go to break, but stick around. We got Shay with coach and with a player after this.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Welcome back to Mountain View High School. Post-game conversations with Shea on the way. Mountain View 30-22 winners here tonight. A dominant performance. We're going to get a chance to talk to Joe Germain as well as Isaac Jean-Pierre in just a moment. Shea's working out the details. Overall, though, a really, really good day for Mountain View. And I think Shea is down on the field ready with Isaac Jean-Pierre.
As you exit the stadium, please help keep.
Fight off the defense. You fight every single play. You do not go down without a fight. How do you do that?
Just a lot of resilience and hard work. I just keep going.
And then how do you expect to prepare for the next game?
Just same thing. I think we need to practice and not take this team for granted. We need to practice every day like it's the hardest team of the week, hardest team of the year.
Thank you so much, Isaac. I'm Shea Garrett with the Varsity Sports Show.
We thank Shea. We thank Isaac Jean-Pierre. As we see their closeout here, I think we've got Joe Germain coming up here. As they walk off the screen, 30-22. Jean-Pierre, a wonderful performance. Plugged one in. Had a great day. Led the team from the front. It's been a whole lot of fun to watch this Mountain View team here today. Got a chance to talk to Joe Germain pregame. We hope we can get him postgame. He was talking a lot about how his teams needed discipline. They lacked a little bit of stuff tonight with the foul trouble, but they did a good job at making up for it with defensive stops. They plugged in at the right times, did a great thing there, and it's been an overall winning day as Mountain View, again, as you can see on your screen, 3-2. They improved with the win. Desert Ridge and Roy Lopez put up a pretty good effort, but fell to 1-4. It's been a slow start for the Jaguars here in 2023. Desert Ridge and all their faithful, an opportunity coming up against Cesar Chavez next week to maybe try and probably win a game that's going to be a similar level to this one. At some point, you got to win games to get into the playoffs, and it's not something that Desert Ridge have done each of the last 2 seasons under Roy Lopez. They did it every year prior for 16 seasons. They were a really good 6A upper echelon big school football competitor. They have fallen on hard times in their program. For Mountain View, much of the same story. For a long time, they were not of the elite, and they have slowly built their program back up. They didn't have a great season last year at 2-8, and Joe Germain has found a way to build the team right back up to what should be a playoff team this year, to what should be a team that can compete at the 6A level outside of the Open. We will get a chance to talk to him in a second. We will go to break and wait on Joe Germain. He's coming right after the break. Promise you, don't go anywhere, please.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers.
Back here, 30-22, your final score. We just got a chance to talk to Isaac Jean-Pierre. Shay's down on the field with Coach Germain.
Coach, you talked about in the pregame that you wanted to see some improvement. Did you see any of that tonight? And if so, what improvements did you see?
Well, it was a really tough game. Lost my voice during the course of it. Man, what a tough Desert Ridge team. They played with a lot of toughness, and they had a will to win that game. The good thing that I can take from this game tonight was just our fight and our perseverance throughout the course of the game. Had adversity throughout the game, kind of self-inflicted wounds, but for us to kind of battle through that and to come out with the victory, a win is a win, and we're happy to walk away with one.
And all that being said, how are you going to prepare for next week's game?
Well, we'll enjoy this game for tonight, but yeah, there's a lot of things that we got to get better at if we want to try to be a team that can, maybe try to make a push to play later in the season. We got a lot of growing up to do. So, but hey, we're happy with the win and excited for our players to experience kind of a situation like that, to be able to put in our memory bank.
Well, you said it best. A win's a win. Congratulations, Coach. Hopefully your voice comes back sometime tonight. The Varsity Sports Show. I'm Shay Garrett.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
We always thank Coach Germain for his time with us today. Shay did a wonderful job with the interviews to close us out. Isaac Jean-Pierre, your player of the game. Joe Germain and Mountain View improved to 3-2. Desert Ridge fall to 1-4. A 30-22 final score for our entire team. My partner Shay Garrett. The production crew headlined by Dorian Zavala and Sammy Rivera. I've been Ryan Sikora signing off from Mesa. 30-22, your final score.